Do you want to talk about how often do you think you'll be revisiting that APY or APR? Is it going to just kind of be as the markets dictate and you'll keep people up to date in Discord, or is there going to be a set once a month we're going to relook at that, or how are you planning to do that?
Yeah, so we're constantly monitoring everything daily. The markets change daily. It takes one small little bit of news for, as you know, Bitcoin to go up 15%, 20%. It would only take a small little bit of news from a government to say they were going to support Bitcoin, and you'd see Bitcoin at 35k pretty much overnight. It's rapid. So yeah, we wouldn't hold back. If we think we can up the APR, then we would release an article on when that would happen. We would obviously want the market to stay in a certain uptrend or the protocol to perform a certain way for a certain amount of time before we increase that APR. And that would be well outlined, and we would make everyone well aware of that.
Okay. Nope. That makes a lot of sense. We have some questions from the audience. So as we're going, I kind of just want to bring those up as they come in. What coin are they paying in? What currency do they intake? So what do people need to send in, and what are people going to be paid out in?
Yeah, so right now we're doing just stables. So when we go live for the main launch, we will be cross-chain. You'll be able to use a stable of any kind, whether it be BUSD, USDT, USDC. You'll be able to stake your stables and you'll be paid back out in stables. There is scope to use governance coin in the future, but whilst the market is so volatile, we wouldn't want to risk the protocol being damaged with price volatility and also the returns to investors. We wouldn't want to risk, let's say Bitcoin goes back to 30, you invest so much Bitcoin and then all of a sudden the market tanks, Bitcoin goes down by half. We haven't had a chance to actually swap that Bitcoin to stables. So all of a sudden the value is halved and everyone's lost out. So stables definitely for now and the foreseeable future. But once the market stabilizes and we see that there's a possibility of change into governance coins, then we will add later.
Okay. And Quarter Mile says, I'll send UST. So I don't, that's probably off the table. No UST, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we won't be accepting UST.
Yeah. No UST. Can you kind of talk about, so when you talk about, 15 to 20% APY or, APR in DeFi or in crypto, some people just turn off their brains. They're like, that's too low. It's not worth the risk. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the safety features that you have? Because people feel like in DeFi, there's just inherent risk of, rug pulls, contract problems. There's just so many things that can go wrong. Do you want to talk about why people would, the safety would be worth the 15 to 20%?
Yeah, so everything from being fully doxed, audited, we even have an insurance pool that investors can utilize if they want. Every single security measure that we've thought we need and we think investors need, we have tried to put in place through the Discord. If somebody, a member of the community, come up and say, we think you should add this, it will bring safety, then we look to implement it. As you say, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get interest when you're returning a 15% APR, but I think it's needed in the space. We're all here for the same reason, and that's decentralized finance. We all want decentralized finance to be adopted. With the 1% a day and people losing money all the time, that's not going to happen. I mean, if I go and speak to 9 out of 10 of my real life friends, I mention crypto, instantly they say that's a scam or that's a pyramid scheme. That needs to change. The whole sentiment around DeFi needs to change. And that'll only change when people are being realistic. Yes, you can still search for your meme coins and you can still search for your 1000Xs in 3 months or your Pepes or whatever that is. But for the mass adoption of the real world, of, if you want to call them normies, there needs to be realistic and stable environments for them to make the transition.
Okay. And we have a lot of people in the audience. They heard the word insurance and that kind of perked up. That's something unique. We haven't seen that in. Can you just explain how that works, how people partake in that?
Yeah. So the insurance is, we provide an allocation to an insurance pool that will constantly be topped up from the actual protocol profits. Everyone else will be paid out first. A percentage of the protocol profits and team profits will go to the insurance pool to keep filling. So it'll start off with a low backing, obviously, but as we grow and as it keeps being topped up, it will in time become 1-to-1. So then anyone who wants to utilize that feature can go to Secured Haven's DApp and they will be able to opt into insurance. It's something very small, like 0.1% a day. And yeah, you have the option for up to 100% of your investment to be backed.
Okay, very cool. I like that because again, I think in something with the returns a little bit lower, the safety of the funds is going to be, this is why it's valuable.